It is now 10 o'clock. I will lecture until 11. I have always found that an hour of philosophy is just about as much as the average student is able to fidget through. First, to better understand the purpose of philosophy, let us go to the word itself. Philos, from the Greek, means loving, fond of, attached to. And sophos means wisdom. Therefore, philosophy is the love of wisdom. And to have wisdom is to seek the truth. Now, what the truth is something else again. To find that answer has been the driving force behind philosophers ever since man discovered that he had a brain. When I say man, I do not mean to slight you charming women. No. I use the word man in its broad sense, its generic sense. For after all, man embraces woman.
Get him, Jackson.
We should warn Henry the old jokes don't go anymore.
I think he just found that out.
Well, you must admit at least it was a good way to get complete silence. Unlike his contemporaries, Socrates believed that no one knowingly and willingly did wrong. Right conduct depended upon the proper insight, and the proper insight was not a gift of the gods, but the direct result of knowledge. Consequently, without knowledge, there was no excellence, there was no virtue. Socrates held that that was particularly true of civic virtue. Therefore, he condemned the Athenian state, which was democratic in form, and he... Yes?
May we ask questions as you go along, Professor?
If you wish.
Well, do you mean Socrates was against democracy?
He certainly was.
Against democracy?
Socrates maintained that only men with the knowledge of government should govern. Therefore, why should the people who had no knowledge of government have a voice in the selection? On a ship, the passengers don't elect a captain. He's appointed because he knows navigation.
Yes, but the ship of state's an altogether different thing. If you give the captain complete power, he might take the ship where he thinks it ought to go, and that's wrong.
Sure. The ship of state belongs to the passengers. They pay for it, they support it. They have a perfect right to decide where it's going. And if the captain wants to go someplace else, they've got the right to throw him out and get another captain.
Look what happened to Germany.
Ladies, you have just jumped 2,000 years to a man named Bellarmine who completely agrees with you. He believed in the God-given rights of man and that society must have the power to protect and preserve itself. His principles are embodied in our Constitution.
Did he write any books?
Yes, many, and many were written about him. One that covers his political philosophy is Democracy and Bellarmine by John C. Rager. I doubt if the library will have enough copies. I have two at home, which I will be glad to make available.
Maybe the wrong people are going to school. Perhaps the husband should stay home with the children and the wife should go to class.
But who's going to decide what's good and what's bad?
Well, the thing is good if it's useful.
But a fur coat is useful at the North Pole. And it's just a nuisance in the tropics. So who's to say whether it's good or not?
And take milk. It's wonderful for some kids, and some others might be allergic to it. Now, there you've got something that's good and bad at the same time. Well, then maybe a thing is good when it has a good result.
But it doesn't have to have a good result. It can be good in itself. For instance, if I leave Johnny with you while I go shopping, that's good of you to take care of him. Now, while he's in your trailer, if he falls and hurts himself, that gives a bad result. But it was still good of you to take care of him. It was
Ladies, I taught philosophy for 39 years. And this is the first time in my academic career that I have ever had to remind a class that the period ended 20 minutes ago. No, don't apologize, please. Perhaps this is precisely the reason Socrates never wrote a book. He believed philosophy was an exchange of ideas, just what you've been doing here today. I think you've accomplished quite a bit. Although we only skimmed over Socrates, in your discussions, whether you know it or not, you touched upon Plato, Aristotle, Locke, Spinoza, Heraclitus, Bellarmine, and many others. Now, before you go, I want to say that I came here today to teach you, and you have taught me. Thank you.
Gee, Pop, you are tremendous. Honest, the girls are crazy about you. And don't worry about your books. I'll be your librarian, and Dorothy will help. Hey, Dorothy, wait for me. Hans will take good care of him. Bye-bye.
Henry.
Thank you.
Henry, it was wonderful.
Congratulations, Henry.
Thank you. Bravo.
It was really wonderful.
First time I've ever been interested in philosophy.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
If you need a mathematician for your program, I offer my service.
Thank you.
For me also. Bradshaw said that starting next week he was taking over philosophy. Is this true?
I spoke to him about it, but I plan to reach Thomas Aquinas today, and until I do, I don't think it'll be quite fair to him to... I'll handle this next week.
Did you enjoy it, Henry?
Yes, very much. But I must admit, this is the first time I've ever lectured on Socrates standing behind the 8-ball.
Probably won't understand it, but I'll try.
Dorothy Parks, Treatises on the Philosophy of Lucretius by...
Not Louis Cretius.
But you just said, Lou.
Lucretius, I said. It's not two names, Lucretius. It's one name, Lucretius.
Who's J.R. Robinson?
Well, he's a philosopher.
He plays first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Ha, ha, ha.
With basso dancers at my side, and a wall assembled within those walls, that I was the moon and the bride. I had riches to praise, to comfort both of a high ancestral name.
Hello, Nicky. There's a good boy. You've been a good boy, eh? There's a good one. Yeah, I got something for you, my boy. What about that, eh? What? Well, what have you been doing today? Peggy! 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 Are you all right? Peggy! Peggy!
Pop!
Peggy! Oh! Oh! Peggy, are you all right?
Pop, what's wrong? Are you sick?
No, but I heard a baby, and I thought maybe that you would.
Pop, I'm not due for 2 months yet.
I know. But I've heard stories about women who... Well, whose baby is it?
Ruth? She went to the library to get that new book you were telling us about, and she left Michael with me.
Oh.
Come on, Keith.
Oh, well, if you would do it again, please let me know first, or put a sign on the front door or something. Why, you scared me half to death.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pop. I didn't realize I meant so much to you.
Well, you do. So does your baby.
I'm glad, because, well, last night, Jason and I decided something. If it's a boy, we're going to call him Henry Barnes Taylor, and if it's a girl, she's going to be Henrietta.
I'll try to live up to it.
We only hope he does.
I've got work to do. Peggy, my pension isn't much, but I want you to know there's always a few dollars if...
Well, you know Jason, he wouldn't take a nickel. And as a matter of fact, neither would I. Thanks, Papa. We've got to go it alone.
But Jason tends the furnace, and you do my laundry and cooking and...
No soap, Papa.